everyone, Stephanie here from Iron Horse coming at you with an episode in our Behind the Screens series. In this collection of short videos, we will be interviewing top marketing experts on their perspectives on everything virtual events. I'm really excited to have Tammy Ball here from Teladoc Health. She is the Director of Marketing Events and someone who has just executed a virtual sales meeting. Tammy, so nice to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Stephanie.
Of course. So let's jump into our question for the day. What are some of your biggest takeaways when planning a virtual sales kickoff?
Such a good question. You know, for us, it was really important to be aligned on the cornerstones of the event from the very beginning so that everybody knew what we were going for and we're working towards that together. For us, we wanted to focus on education, motivation, collaboration, and of course, celebration. So everything we did really came back to one of those elements. We wanted to, for example, with the education piece, the first thing we did is we made sure that every attendee had a personalized, preset agenda that was based on their role in the organization. This was really important because it allowed for very focused and intentional learning, and everybody knew where they were supposed to be and when. And this also allowed for different groups to perform different types of training throughout the day, and they weren't just stuck on one type of interacting where they were just listening to somebody present. For example, some of the groups were able to step aside and record practice sales pitches in a different learning system. This allowed for them to practice on some of the skills that they had just learned. And it also allowed for them to work sometimes in a one-on-one setting as opposed to in a smaller group. Some of the other things that were really important for us were to, I think one of the misperceptions of online sales events or any type of event is that it's just another webinar or it's a bunch of webinars strung together. And it was important to us to not have our attendees go through that experience. We wanted to make sure that there was lots of different ways that they were interacting and with themselves and with the executives and the leaders of the company. So we set up a variety of different learning styles, both small groups, big groups, round tables, ask me anythings, those demo pitches that I was just talking about. And the other thing that was important that is a little bit more difficult to do in an online setting, of course, are those, smaller in-person interactions that you do miss from being in person, like the happy hours or the dinners where you're sitting around a table and talking. So we created a networking area. We called it the community. This allowed for focused groups to interact, ask each other's questions, sometimes just even say hi because they hadn't talked to each other in a long time. And this was a really fun area of our event site and got a lot of good traction. So that's something that I highly recommend. And of course, the biggest piece, one of the biggest pieces of a sales event, of course, is the celebration of those highest achievers. President's Club, as many companies call it, is a big deal to the salespeople. And it was important for us to do this live. And we recognized that that was going to be a huge undertaking. But we wanted to do that. We wanted to give our top performers that special moment and have that surprise element. So we tackled all those technological and logistical challenges and made sure that there was that surprise element. And it really brought across a real sincere feeling. Our COO even got his tuxedo on and put in a nice, formal piece to the evening. So I think if you just look back again to those cornerstones of, are you educating people? Are you bringing them together and collaborating? Are you celebrating? And if you think about all of those pillars of your event, you're always going to end up finding the right dues for that event.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tammy. Those were great insights.
Thank you.